Phil, I'm excited to be like one of the featured content creators for the Steel City Spectacular. I get to play some vintage. I get to play a little bit of legacy, of course, and they're putting me up against 16 other content creators to play.
What are you bringing, Zach? What are you bringing to CEDH?
Think and you know I'll share this on the extra Durdle. You're paying for the content here, so I can share my secrets with you, fellow Patreon supporters. I'm gonna be on Anya Falconrath.
Dude, you're gonna belch people?
I'm World Gorger Dragoning, not belching. This episode of Eternal Durdles is sponsored by Cardmill, the first automated scanner and sorter built specifically for trading card game players. With its intentionally compact design, Cardmill uses AI-powered recognition to identify each card and sync inventory with real-time pricing, batching up to 300 cards at a time by name, set, color, or type. Collection data is securely stored in the Cardmill network, giving players full access to their cards through an easy-to-use web portal. Cardmill supports Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Flesh and Blood, Disney Lorcana, Star Wars Unlimited, and many more to come. Created by software engineer and longtime Magic the Gathering player Jonathan Dumanis, Cardmill launches on July 22nd on Kickstarter with early bird pricing starting at $350. Backers receive lifetime access to all software updates and new features. Go to cardmill.com to learn more and reserve your path to the future of card sorting.
No. I just mean belching like you're glass cannoning.
Yeah. I'm full glass. I think that's the only way to do this in a format that I don't play much. I don't want to be the control player for sure.
No, of course not. But
That's
you're
a
gonna
terrible
sit down
idea
with,
for me.
You're gonna sit down with Anya Falconrath, and they're all three of the other players are gonna go, oh.
Yeah, they know. I mean, everyone knows. I assume everyone's walking into this event with way more knowledge about the format than I have, which is, I don't have no knowledge, but I don't play that often.
That's why you gotta be the guy. You gotta play something off the wall. You gotta play something where you sit down and everybody's like, "This fucking clown. We have no interest in dealing with this. Whatever, dude."
I will say,
you. And then everybody goes after each other because you're just like this, whatever threat with a red nose on, and then you just honk your way to the victory.
I did do that to some amount of success. What, two or three Eternal Weekends ago? The one that was in Philly, because I didn't bring a CDH deck, but the only pods that were firing were CDH. So I happened to have my Scion of Ur-Dragon deck, and I got in a pod with two guys that were playing stacks and one guy that was playing combo. And the one guy that was playing stacks was like, what generally happens is that if I play this deck, the worst deck in the pod wins. And eventually I just got out like a couple of dragons and started beating people up. It was like hard to flusterstorm a Nicol Bolas.
Zach, will you be wearing your Pac-Man suit?
I'm in the tank about whether or not to bring the Pac-Man suit to this event. Now, I'm definitely going to bring it to Eternal Weekend, but I don't know, do I bring it to this event or not?
Here's my question, Zach. What would you think, what would you say, before we get the Pac-Man secret lair, right? What would you say is the closest commander to representing Pac-Man that you could play while wearing the Pac-Man suit?
There is a dragon that does Devour, that like eats like other I think that might be the closest.
So you got to do that, and then you have to like play a bunch of food because that's the cherries, and then you have to play like a bunch of spirits because that's the ghost.
Yeah.
So you're playing food spirits with that as the dragon, and then you're just like, I'm the Pac-Man gamer, and then everybody's gonna be like, the Pac-Man gamer, this fucking clown, and then you just win because everybody's going after each other instead of you.
I mean, that would be great. I honestly, I think that my best bet is to play my all-in combo deck a bit conservatively. Let the other players eat themselves. I have a lot of it because you're playing red and black. I have Graveyard Hate and I have Pyroblast in my main, and I'm playing Red Blast as well. But I have a little bit of like, I have Deflecting Swat, stuff like that. I do have cards in my deck that allow me to, in a pinch, stop people from doing dumb stuff. Mm-hmm. But I think I just let everybody else fight it out and then attempt to win when everybody else is like, because I'm easily the weakest player at the table, right?
So, and here's what I'm asking. Here's the second layer of my question, Zach. You just went right into it. You just introduced yourself to the Extra Durdles content listeners as FCZC. You are, what did you say? You said something content? Featured content creator? Zach Clark?
Featured content creator, Zach Clark, yeah.
So you're FCC ZC, right? So if you're sitting down at these tables and you're like, okay, I have no reps in this format in recent times, and I'm unlikely to win this event, then the best thing that you could do is create the stories, Zach. Create the content.
Create the content.
Lean into,
look, I'm playing
into the
a rogue
event going,
deck already.
I'm going to make the content. What?
So I'm already playing a rogue deck. Like, no one in this format is really playing Anya Falconrath. Like, it's not a deck that's like super, super well known. It's not like I'm playing like Timna and Krauk or whatever that card is. You know, like I'm not playing Farm. I'm not playing a deck that wins through Thassa's Oracle and Demonic Consultation. I am playing a deck that is pretty straightforward, but I can go and just play the fair plan where I just start value madnessing like creatures onto the board. If I get my commander out, like there is a very fair side to this deck that I think that people don't realize, that you can just be like, okay, well, I can't win this turn. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit here with a fair plan that just spams fair madness creatures. And some of your madness creatures are actually pretty brutal. Like there's a demon that you can put out for like 3 mana and 8 life that is like an 8/4 that I think, like, I forget what it does, Archfiend of something, you know, like, and it's just a brutally ridiculous, like, once it gets out there card.
It's like make some sack a permanent, right?
I think so. I'm gonna look this up right now and
all right. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna tell people what commander would I play, Zach? I'm not playing any CEDH, but if I did, who would I play? What, Alquist Proft, my boy Alquist.
I think if you were I think you would end up playing. I mean, you liked Shakasima and Krauk, right?
Yeah, it was fine.
You liked flipping coins.
No, I liked my opponents conceding to the not deterministic but theoretically statistically overwhelming victories.
That's fair. Let's see here. Anya Falconrath here. Let's see what this creature is that I'm talking about. It is...
Zach, how do we play Lantern of Control? Lantern Control in
Lantern
CEDH.
of Control.
How do we do that? How do we play Lantern Control, Zach?
I don't think it's a great choice, since you have to play, what's it called? Oh God, what is that card? You have to, by like looking at only one player's hand at the top of the deck a turn. I don't think it gets you there. I think you need Zur's Weirding.
Bro, there's politics in this format.
I think you need Zur's Weirding. Zur's Weirding in EDH is actually kind of compelling because you can afford to take those hits.
Yeah, dude, of course you're playing that. You only get one of each of these things. But if I play a Lantern of Insight and everybody's deck is now face up, you start talking. You just start talking, baby. You're like, look at what this guy's gonna do over here. We gotta go after him. You don't want to go after me. I'm a fucking Lantern guy. What am I gonna do to you? I'm gonna tell everybody what your top card is.
I've got a bunch of bad artifacts in my deck.
Hey, what is this supposed to do? This stuff's not gonna go the distance. You think I'm milling out 300 cards before this game is over? Come on now. But look at this guy over here. Look at what they're about to do. And then, gang them up over there. And then that person gets stopped, and it's like, oh my God, look at what's over on the top of their library. We're gonna have to stop that person in the third seat, aren't we?
That's always sort of my worry about this format, is the talking part of the format. And I had sat down with Koval to talk to, like, for personal coaching about, like, competitive play, and he mentioned that there's like 2 metagames. There's the card metagame and there's the like politicking metagame. And
Zach, I gotta get into CDH, man. You and I would crush in the politics.
Well, that's the thing, is like,
all we do is talk.
I love to, like, set up a scenario, right? Like, I'm a big fan of, like, putting, trying my hardest to put people onto my side, and I think I'm very good at playing the victim. What do you think? Like, that
playing
is
the victim.
The
Zach, you're
point.
playing Anya Falconrath. Come on now.
It's not a good deck. It's a bad deck.
It's a bad deck that wins on the spot.
It's a deck that is like, it has a win condition, but, like, there's a lot of decks
Woe is me and
there are
me
a lot
and my
of decks
dark
that
rituals.
win on the spot in this format. So I don't think that's the sort of thing where I'm like, oh, I win, this guy wins on the spot, so he loses. He's gonna beat me. Like, I don't think that's really something that people are too worried about. Every deck in this format is built to do that. It's not like,
Zach, let me.
I did find the name of that card, by the way. It is Shadow Grange Archfiend. It costs 7 mana. It's an 8/4. When it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. I gain life equal to the greatest power among creatures sacrificed this way. Or I can madness it in for 2 and a black and pay 8 life. As an 8/4, that probably is going to gain me some amount of life. Maybe. I mean, if I'm, I don't mind taking 8 life for an 8/4. You know, like that's fine in EDH, but that's a big beater, man. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, you're talking to me like I know what sizing matters in EDH.
It doesn't super matter. It just like you put down almost every creature in CDH it might as well read indestructible unless blocked by another creature that accidentally hit play. Right? Like no one's playing that kind of removal. Certainly they're not playing like White Elemental Blast. You know, like they can't get rid of a black creature.
Can we please get White Elemental Blast in this game? Holy shit! What
so
I would
you
do
can just
for
counter Thoughtseize.
Just counter Thoughtseize and Bone Master. Like the number of White Elemental Blasts that I would play. My God, I would be on a full boat.
What about when you get What about when you get a Black Elemental blasted after you White Elemental Blast though?
Yo, if they're boarding in Black Elemental Blast against me, hell yeah, fuck yeah, let's go. I want you to be more reactive.
What do you think? So obviously, White Elemental Blast hits black. Obviously,
yeah, of course.
Right? Black Elemental Blast hits white.
Hits white.
What does Green Elemental Blast hit?
Colorless.
Non-creatures.
No, colorless.
Colorless.
We have consigned to memory, but consigned to memory doesn't blow up a colorless permanent.
Okay, you're like we hate all things not natural.
Yeah, blow up your con, blow up your Grim Monolith.
Target a non-colored spell on the stack kind of situation.
Counter target colorless spell or destroy target non-land colorless permanent.
Okay, love it.
Or target permanent that does not have color.
Yeah,
that is colorless.
I'm into that. That sounds
and then finish that cycle. Choice. Give me that White Elemental Blast, baby.
White Elemental Blast.
I'll put planes back in my deck.
Right. We need Time Spiral, or is it Time Shifted, Time Spiral 2 or
whatever?
The
fact that we have Null Elemental Blast for multicolored spells before we get the rest of the other cycle is an abomination.
It is kind of ridiculous. Yeah. So let me just kind of go over some of the cards that I'm gonna bring this up on the thing here so that we can look at some of the cards that are in this deck. Now that we're talking about it, we might as well just go all the way in, right? Finding the right high-end cards for Legacy, Vintage, Pre-Modern, or Old School Magic can be challenging. That's where friends 3-for-1 trading come in.
3-for-1 Trading is one of Europe's top Magic the Gathering retailers with an incredible selection of premium singles, sealed product, and even full sets, all available with free, fast, and secure worldwide shipping.
They add fresh inventory every Wednesday with weekly deals and discounts. So whether you're hunting for that elusive piece of power, a Legacy staple, or something spicy for your collection, they've got you covered.
First high-end orders over $500 or 500 euros, use the code EDFREE to get free worldwide shipping.
Check them out now at the number 3, the number 4, the number 1.gg/ED. That link takes you right to the shop and helps support the channel.
Huge thanks to 3-for-1 Trading for supporting the Legacy community. Now back to the show.
Dude, White Elemental Blast doesn't even stop Kaito until after it's drawn a card. It wouldn't even be that great. I would still play the full boat.
Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the Anya Falconrath deck here.
Dude, we're going to talk about this. Hold on, dude. I got to put together my... Am I not playing CEDH in Pittsburgh? I'm going too.
Well, you're not invited to this particular event.
Wow, I'm not even invited.
I vied for... I did attempt to get you in.
Zach, you and I have been doing this podcast. This is the longest running Eternal podcast. And you're telling me that I don't even qualify for the... Okay, so what do we got going on here? Winds of Change? That seems sweet.
Yeah, rocking Winds of Change. I think this is actually the slightly older version of the deck, but it's close enough.
Zach, please, dude, please, for the love of God.
I will update this.
Can you update this with the correct versions of cards, please?
The versions of cards I will be playing?
Zach, there is with the correct visually aesthetic cards that we have to hold the Eternal Durdles standard to.
What are you talking about? These are the cards I probably owned for this deck.
Zach,
honestly.
I'm saying if you have a card that is a new printing, but there is an old frame printing of it, we got to use the old frame. We can't
What about the Animate Dead that I definitely have, but is a painted?
You have an altered Animate Dead that we found together. Yeah. I don't even have that altered Animate Dead. Not the 30th anniversary version, Zach. No. You go alpha version, Zach. Look, I understand that it may not be a big deal to anybody else, but we have to have a standard on this show.
Aesthetic professionalism.
There has to be, Zach. Not revised.
It was revised.
No revised.
It was
Zach,
revised.
It's a white border, black border alpha. You have access to it. The copies that are on here don't need to be the things you actually own. But for people that are looking at your deck list, you're going to put this in the show notes, and people are going to look at your CDH deck list, and they're going to be like, "What is this abomination of combination of things?"
I will go through and I will fix it, and I will make it look look super pretty. But
Zach, you got new glasses today. This is the first time I've seen you with the new glasses, and you're telling me the first thing that you want to look at is not the most aesthetically pleasing version of your deck?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So let's just quickly, Phil, like let's look at some of the creatures I have in here that that have madness that I have access to, right?
Dude, you remember when Anya's Ravager was busted in that madness dredge deck?
Yeah, I mean, you could play. There were a lot of cards in this deck that like were super sick to play in. What is it? Return to Innistrad Limited, whatever Innistrad 2 was. What was the second Innistrad? Shadows over Innistrad?
Zach, is there any have there been any like updates in recent times with all the power creep for Anya?
There have been a couple cards, not a ton of like madness cards have come out. A few madness cards I think came out in the new. I don't know if anything came out in MH3, honestly.
You know what I'm, because like you have like, I don't know, Anya can just tap herself, and there's like new things that care about like creatures being tapped, and you know, then you get to untap her for free and then tap again, and maybe there's some shenanigans to be done there. You know what I mean?
I mean, she untaps for free by herself. She's already doing the shenanigans. I mean, the big things about this deck, Phil, are dual caster mage with the where's that card at? There's with twin cast. So you could twin cast dual caster mage and like continue to get like infinite dual caster mages with haste. That's like a thing. That's one way you can win.
Yeah, Dockside Extortionist is banned, bro. You're gonna need to figure it out.
Like I said, the deck is updated. I need to physically update it in here. So I'll make sure that the link that is in the show notes of this podcast represents the actual deck that I'm playing, because I did move some things around. Some of the big things were like I wanted to play one Final Fortune, because Phil, did you know that Final Fortune is an instant?
Final Fortune, yeah, and then you die on that turn, right?
Sure, but if you're playing in CEDH, I can skip the line, you know?
Yeah, you just win the game.
I could be like, oh, okay, well, like, this guy's probably going to win if he goes next. How about I just go?
You should absolutely be playing the Time Walks, yes.
Yeah. So that's a card I was like, ooh, that's kind of nifty. You get access to Imps Mischief, a deflecting SWAT. But, you know, there are some interesting... One of my favorite cards, actually, in this deck, Phil, let me tell you about my favorite card in this deck. Is... Where's the instant?
Zach, you can't play under the floorboards in CEDH.
I think, actually, that one has been removed from the deck. But you can.
No,
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Wait, what do you mean why you wouldn't? Who cares about a couple of tutus?
You're just using it to untap your...
What are you, a ballet dancer?
You're just a bunch of tutus. Well done. That was almost as good as why you wouldn't hit a guy with glasses.
Yeah, no, nothing's as good as that one. That's the top of our range.
There was a card, Shadow of the Grave. This is the card I really love.
Yeah. Just pick up your whole graveyard.
Like, if you have a turn and you go off and you get to cast Shadow of the Grave and you just keep getting to go off, that game's over. It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah. But getting to play so like, let's talk about disruption. You're playing Red Element Blast, Pyroblast. You get to play Mog Savage basically for free against your opponents. That's destroy an artifact if you control a mountain, your opponent controls an island, you can cast it for free. You've got
that should definitely be seeing more play in Legacy too, right?
I think so now. I think that this is a card, like, the thing is like, what artifacts do you want to kill specifically that blue decks play?
Why has this card never shown up in pre-modern, Zach?
It has. I play it in the sideboard sometimes against what's it called?
Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because the thing is that you can also play Crash, which is sacrifice a mountain to destroy an artifact.
Why would you want to sacrifice a mountain when you could just... I get that it's against blue decks, it's not as good, but this only costs 3 mana. Against the non-blue decks, you're going to have time. You can blow up their Mox Diamond, you'll have time to do it.
Yeah. I mean, both those cards are cards that people have played in the format.
Dude, I want to play that card.
Yeah. But, yeah, basically all this deck does is it gets to a point where you throw a World Gorger in the graveyard, and then you either Necromancy at instant speed, Dance of the Dead, or Animate Dead, and you get infinite mana, infinite draws of your cards, and then between Ulamog, you can shuffle everything back in your deck and then eventually get the Glinthorn Buccaneer into play and then discard infinite cards to kill your opponent.
Discard infinite cards with Anya?
Yeah. Well, you're doing that with Anya, but I'm saying this has a trigger that every time you discard a card, your opponents take damage.
I see.
So this is the one of the kill things. Or you can create infinite mana, eventually drawing an Avacyn's Judgment, and basically do Rolling Thunder to all of your opponents.
Oh, because the Madness ability is to each opponent?
Yeah, it is to any number of targets. X damage to any number of targets.
And you're like, okay, infinite.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
So you can do that.
Infinite's a good amount. Zach, you got a Mana Crypt in this deck. You're going to have to figure that out.
What about a Mana Crypt?
Mana Crypt is banned.
Mana Crypt also banned. Yeah, and it is out of the current version of the deck. I did take it out.
So you got 2 slots in this deck, dude. That's a lot of slots in CEDH to play with.
Let me. You know what, Phil? You know what?
Have I applied pressure, Zach?
Let me look.
Zach, you are featured content creator Zach Clark going to Pittsburgh.
Featured content creator Zach Clark. Where is this deck at? I don't even know where it is. I have to physically find this deck, Phil.
Zach,
got to pack this week.
I can't wait for you to win this event, dude. Just take home a nice, clean $6,000 or whatever the prize is.
It is a Library of Alexandria.
Bro, I still need one of those for actual vintage. Yo, win that shit.
Win it, sell it to you for, I don't know what.
I don't know. You want my Tamios and you want a couple of other stuff. Oh, yeah.
Phil, you know, I won enough money to buy Tamios playing Sorcery the Contested Realm this week.
But why would you buy Tamios when I have them for you? Spend that money on something else.
On what? Store credit on... What would I spend on? More sorcery cards?
Get another library, then you win this one, and then you can sell the other one to me.
Perfect. Yeah, I could do that.
Dude, I want to play Library of Alexandria.
I mean, I definitely would rather get it to you than resell it somewhere.
Yeah, don't resell it. Just, I need one. I need one because in the times where I play Vintage, I just want to play Sensei's Divining Top, so I'm happy that there's now like competitive decks that want for Sensei's Divining Top because of Tezzeret.
Also, it means that card would never leave our circle because you would probably get it altered, and then it would, be, there forever.
Yeah, it's part of the aspirational journey, right? Like, you want to own power. But like, I have less desire for a Time Twister than I do for a library, because I don't think I would play a Time Twister, but I do think I would play a library, even if it's suboptimal.
Eternal Durdles is proud to be sponsored by Moxfield. Moxfield is the best Magic the Gathering deck building website on the internet. You can create, share, and find decks from Commander to Legacy, and even fan-supported formats like Pre-Modern and Old School. You can see all of our decks on our Moxfield. Follow the links below to stay tuned. Yeah. I mean, that's something else, I guess, for the extra Durdles we could talk about. We've booked out our European trip for Eternal Weekend. Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I've got my vintage. Like, literally after we're done.
I mean, you'll be living there. You haven't booked your flight back yet, but
I haven't booked my flight back yet. I'm an Italian resident from the fall onward. But I think that I have my vintage deck put together to an extent. I have Tezzerets. That way I can play them at Pittsburgh. There's the thing is that I have to go to Pittsburgh, and remind me if I'm incorrect. The vintage events in Pittsburgh are 15 proxy, right?
I think it's unlimited proxy. I'm not positive, but we definitely some number of proxy.
It's some number of proxy. You and I are going to have to double check afterward. I don't need unlimited proxy, but I still don't have a Jet, a Pearl, a Time Walk, or a Time Vault.
Okay.
And you need a Time Vault if you're playing Tezzeret.
You do need a Time Vault. You must have a Time Vault.
Got to have a Time Vault.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I'm still in that stage where I'll probably play in both events either way, but I definitely need power in order to play. There's like a lot of cards that I just don't have. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna play. This is definitely not the right deck. I'm gonna play Loris.
Yeah, you're just gonna play like the best Loris deck, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do Loris, right? Like,
totally, absolutely.
Play my Otter Wizards.
Nice.
And do that. I feel very good about that deck specifically.
Yeah, you can only go so wrong playing the best deck.
Yeah. So
wait, you're playing PO, or are you playing like?
I'm playing
Frog?
PO.
Oh, you're playing PO. Okay, yeah.
I'm playing the Esper PO deck, the Jeskai version.
Yeah.
Unless I decide to change
Flame
the
of
Esper
Anor is
version.
Flame of Anor is a house.
Yeah, exactly. I like Flame of Anor. We've booked out So let's just talk about the rest of the year, what the rest of the year looks like real fast to close out the podcast, right?
Let's talk about it.
We have next week, Steel City Extravaganza.
Zach,
right?
wait a minute. You could play Nadu.
Nah,
he's off of it.
Next week, Steel City Extravaganza. Then what? Early October? When is Eternal Weekend? Sometime in October.
Yeah, then we go back to the David L. Lawrence Convention Center.
Yeah, again, we go back to Pittsburgh and we play in Eternal Weekend. I think we're still. I after Steel City Extravaganza, I will begin my 100 matches for.
Bro,
that.
as long as fucking Spider-Man doesn't upend everything, I'm already, working into my 100 matches.
Yeah. For me, I just want to like do this event, see what I've learned, and then come back and be like, now I know what I want to play. This event kind of solves the reason why we were going to have 2 Eternal Weekends is like we get like kind of a practice Eternal Weekend to do 2 other Eternal Weekends, right? So we've got that. Then we've got the European trip to go in November, which will give us a nice little bit of rest time in between there to like kind of pivot, learn what we want to learn, maybe get another 100 matches in that way, and then I think we just close out the year nice and slow. December will be a nice. I'll try and do. I mean, I think we've been doing this already all year, but I will try once again to do an episode every weekday in December. I mean, up to this point, Phil, this year we've been doing an episode almost every single weekday already, which is pretty wild. And again, thanks to the
content,
thanks to the people that have been supporting the channel, doing deck donations and stuff like that. That really helps.
Word of advice to everybody: splitting is quitting. No splits kill them all.
Yeah. Yeah, Phil was saying that, and then at the sorcery event that I was at, I was consistently offering people. I was like, I just want to play for the main prize, which is the Dragon Lord sealed product, which was like, it goes for like $300 right now. I just want to play for the main prize. But if everyone wants to split in the top 8, the sword credit, I'm down for that. Nobody wanted to do that for the top 8.
They had the right ideas,
right? For the top 4, I said, once again, guys, I will offer this up. I don't need the store credit. I'm here to play. I'm here to win the Dragon Lord thing. I'll offer it again. Good guy, Zach Clark. No dice.
You're not the good guy, Zach. Zach, the argument of like offering the split and being the good guy is the same thing as somebody thinking that like saying that they're a perfectionist is a good thing.
All I'm saying is at the end of the day, I won that tournament and everybody got the opportunity from me several times to walk away with more. And they said, no, Zach Clark's a scrub. I'm going to try and beat him.
But how much more like savory would it have been if you were just like, no splits, I'm here for blood, and then won the whole thing?
I still felt like a god.
Right, but that's only because everybody declined. If somebody was like, yeah, let's go to split.
My final round opponent did take the split, which was fine. Like I'm 100% happy.
We aren't trying to win tournaments to be fine, Zach.
Because I don't need 100. Like it was the difference between $250 and $150.
Zach, you're looking at this for the material victory. The material victory doesn't mean anything.
Victory. I crushed. I got all of the promos that they gave out. I got like a playmat on top of that.
Zach,
I got the ability to buy a Dragon Lord, which is they're super limited. I don't know. I haven't talked to you about like the limited product for sorcery, but this is a product that you get 12 unique cards that are pretty useful in the game. But every store was only allocated 5 of these, and I got the ability to buy one. And I won one on top of that. I walked away with like over $700 in just product, and then another $150 in store credit.
Zach, if capitalism has taught me one thing, it's that Hasbro and WotC has the power to arbitrarily decide the material goods and what they're worth. But you want to know what they can't do? They can't build community clout. And getting all this material value that you won, that you earned, is all well and good. And at any point, they could strip it away from you, or they could make something else, and it just wouldn't even matter. But you know what they can't take? The fact that you went there, went for blood, and savored every drop.
We were talking about our all-time favorite, and I'll end with this. We were talking about our all-time favorite motivational songs, and I think I settled on the End of Teen Wolf, Win in the End. And it was like an apotheosis, man. The whole time I was just like, I was down to 0 and an unsung hero. Like, you know, the whole thing. Like, I was just like, and then I won in the end. And I was like, holy crap, I did what the song was saying to do. Amazing. And with that, thanks for watching. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button.
You can also support us on patreon.com/EternalDurdles, which now offers the new Deck Donation tier. I'll play literally whatever you want.
So brew your spiciest or stock us up with a stock list.
I'll literally play whatever you want.
Thanks for watching.